The Gehl philosophy is about putting people at the center of planning. And we have to start by thinking, how do human beings work? How do we walk? How do we move? How do we sit? How do we stay? How do we use public space? And this very basic understanding of how human beings work is how we start. There's one scale, whether we're working in villages or towns or the biggest of cities, there's only one scale, and that's the scale of the human being. We come in the same package, we have the same eyes and ears, the same sensory system. We walk down the street in the same way. That's the starting point, to understand the human scale, the human dimension. The Gehl methodology is always based on reality, that we go to a place and study what's going on. So rather than having an opinion of what we think should be happening or we should be doing, we go and we look, we observe. And that's what Jan Gehl has done for more than 40 years, studying just the behavior of human beings, understanding what they do. So every time we go to a place, we go, we study, we look, we listen, we find out what's going on, and we map that. And we try to build strategies based on this reality of what's going on. So a key part of what we do is being there in the field, on the street, on the square, studying things. And the third part of the philosophy is about working interdisciplinarily, working across the different professional silos. So rather than the traffic department doing one thing, the architects doing something else, the landscape architects and the park department living their lives, we bring everyone together to design good places for people by combining all of the skills, by using workshopping techniques so that we can work together and get the best of all of the professions to produce the best results for human beings. I think it's a very good question as to why this would work in Latin America. Latin America has obvious connections to Europe. I think there are key core values in society about welfare, about the values of democracy, about the importance of public space, public health, public education, the idea of the common good. All of these things make sense, and that makes me feel that Latin America is a very fertile ground for bringing our ideas from Scandinavia, not imposing them, but interpreting them for the Latin American context. Because of course things are different here, we would reinterpret things, but the core values, I believe, are the same. Mar del Plata is a fantastic city with a really unique situation. It's got a very nice scale. It's quite low buildings, it's got mixed use. The public spaces have a nice scale, the streets are nice with corners and public parks. It was a very good starting point, and of course the coast is wonderful. To have a city which is on the sea with this long beach is a wonderful starting point for making a good city for people. But the challenges of Mar del Plata was, like many cities everywhere in the world, it was very dominated by traffic. Cars were king, and even crossing the road becomes a huge adventure. But because the scale was kind of right, we believe that with small interventions, by looking at sidewalks, looking at corners, looking at crossings to cross the street, all of those small interventions we can make to reconnect the public space, to reconnect the parks, to make a network so people can walk in the city, to people bike in the city. The city is flat, it's perfect for cycling. And you know, there's already a bus system. We just need to make nicer places to wait for the bus, to get on the bus, to connect walking and biking, walking on the bus, biking on the bus. If we connect all these things together, I think we can make Mar del Plata a really great city for people. Thank you.